Hello, and thank you for tuning in. This is kind of an impromptu follow up to Friday's AMA. I intended on recording that call when I had turned on my camera. The microphone or the audio stopped recording, so we're kind of doubling up on this. Also, it's about midnight my time, so I'm not going to be talking as loudly as I was during the AMA, so don't let my lack of energy kind of impact your viewpoints on what's being discussed. So, where I had started and what I want to follow up with is just again thank everybody for taking the time to watch this, listen to this, and just be a part of this project in general. We have just grown monumentally over the last couple of days. I want to say Wednesday we were sitting at about 300 Telegram users. As of this recording, we're at over 1,000 now in just a few days. So the big thing I want to discuss is we had done the private sale and where a lot of those allocations of funds had went, or like what we've been doing with them. So the big one is we have been audited. We've also been KYC verified. Pink Sale has those forms like our actual government IDs as well as stuff like that, because I don't feel that it's necessary to give them out to you right away. They will be able to disclose that information to you if we do anything illegal or immoral. However, here's my face. You kind of get to see it. I've been pretty lax about it being on the chats and Telegram anyways, and moving forward as many AMAs as possible. I'm going to be doing videos anyways. On top of that, we've officially got the launchpad created. We have the anti-snipe / anti-whale bot implemented. The KYC verification, of course, then was through Pink Sale, but then we've also got an AMA with them on Friday as the token officially goes live. So the token will go live on November 26th at 9 p.m. UTC. That is 3 p.m. my time here, Central Daylight. It will be whitelisted first. The first 24 hours is the intent on whitelist, and I will kind of just touch that really quickly then, since I'm already here. The whitelist process is going to be super simple. If you've done airdrops, you're already whitelisted. If you did private sale, you're already whitelisted. If you came here from another group and you won one of the giveaways, you're whitelisted. But on top of that, we're doing like a little whitelist form. You hit the /whitelist, fill out the information. It's as simple as your wallet, I think your Telegram user handle, and a screenshot of an organic promotion of us on social media. We pretty much just want you as humans on any social media platform of your choice, be it Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, whatever you want, to post an organic post effectively promoting our project. I don't want copy paste spam, anything like that. If I see that, I'm shutting it down. You're not on the whitelist, but if it's authentic, you will be put on the whitelist. The first 24 hours will be whitelist. I really think we're going to hit that 500 soft cap in the first 24 hours. We might even hit the 1,000 BNB hard cap, so it might never fully go into public sale. But we'll cross that bridge when it happens. Additionally, I have worked with a few other marketing things on the side. We've got an AMA with Anti-Ruggers, which will be here tomorrow, Monday the 22nd. That is going to be at 8 p.m. UTC. On Tuesday, we have one at the Bear Cave with Cody Coin, and that's also going to be 8 p.m. UTC. There are two more potentially kind of in the works, finalizing details on those. In addition, we are working on a full facelift of the website. We've kind of, I don't want to say partnered with, because we haven't officially partnered with, but we are working very closely with the Cody Coin team, and they're going to assist and discount and actually give us a pretty huge and instrumental facelift on our website, so that when we go live on the 26th at 9, ideally what's going to happen is moments before, you're going to see the old American Dream website, and then 9 o'clock on the dot, boom, it's just going to completely transfer over into the new concept or design. Might not happen because you can't rush perfection, but I will at least have screenshots that I plan on sharing with the group to kind of tease at what's coming. Trying to think what else had been discussed. Do apologize for the delay. For the most part, that was the gist of what happened on Friday. After I moved some coins around, so something I'll then discuss here, there was the contract itself is perfect. Nothing wrong with it. However, I misunderstood one of the things that was on the contract. There's a line for total tax to generate yield. I understood that, and the way it was explained to me was that's the total tax percentage from which you get your liquidity, your marketing, your reflections, all of it. So when I did 8%, what I thought was 8% total tax, 5% for the liquidity and salary, and 1% for marketing, I made a mistake. And what it actually is 8% reflections instead of 2% reflections. So that is 4 times the amount of rewards that you were originally going to have. Also, towards the burn wallet, it will be 4 times the amount of tokens being burned. It is a big mistake, and it's a small mistake at the same time. Depends on how you view it. I do own that I made the mistake on that point. You do get the potential of having more reflections. So early stakeholders are definitely going to get more in the long term. But the biggest thing is I'm glad that I discovered this before CerTic did an audit, because we are gunning for that CerTic audit. If they had seen our white paper and our website toting 2% and they see the 8% reflections, that's going to be a huge red flag, and they're going to shut things down. Other than that, everything else is as it's supposed to be. So it is completely the way it's intended. The other thing that had been discussed was a salary tax. Just with my team and myself, we didn't think about it when we initiated the coin, but talking to others like Cody and a few other really big ones, they were like, why is there no salary? How do you guys intend on being paid? And we had initially thought, as the reflections, that was going to be how we were getting paid. And as they pointed out, like, relying on reflections would cause us to have unnecessary sell pressure at times to sell our reflections at an accelerated rate, which could impact the price of the tokens. So they were like, why are you not getting paid in BSC as salary? So the liquidity, it is already coming back as BSC for us to move as is appropriate. So we are allocating 2% of that to salary for the team members, myself, 3 others, and the way we've got it broke down, we're not adjusting what our pay is until we have a 4th member, or a 5th, math here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 5th member. So that will maintain part of the liquidity until they are brought on. That way, it's not like we're all getting paid at one rate and then it drops because we have more people. Just want to save any of those headaches as time goes on. So we are looking for an in-house like web design and graphics person. I'm in no rush. I want to make sure that the person that we have is a very solid person. The team will continue to grow over time, but for now, that's kind of what we have set up and what we're looking for. In addition to that, there was further questions there was a couple more on the airdrop. At this point, by the time this video is uploaded, the airdrop form will have officially been cut off. I had said 7 days on our first AMA. I let it go 2 more days to the 9-day mark. I feel like everybody and their mother who qualified for the airdrop should have done it by now. All trace of how to do it in like the USKITA group is gone. I went and cleared everything out of that page to the best of my ability. The USKITA website is gone. All of the stuff that was from the previous project that we kind of all got the shit end of the stick on, and we've moved into a legitimate project. All of that's just gone. We haven't officially banned the word, but we're gonna ban the word too, because we're not that project. We never were that project. We don't want people to come in and go, oh, is this that project? So that was the big thing. Secondarily was the whitelist stuff, which I kind of touched on. I'll touch on again. Type /whitelist. It'll give you the Google Doc. You just click it, fill out the information, give the screenshot. Super simple. A few more people asking, let's see, the pre-sale 26, first 24-hour is whitelist. 3 BNB max, especially with the whitelist, the nice thing is it kind of prevents people from multiple wallets buying unless they do some shady stuff on the back end that I couldn't stop regardless. So it does give everybody more of a fair chance up front. Once it goes public, there's nothing I can do to stop people from buying with multiple wallets, unfortunately, but we do have anti-snipe and anti-whale stuff put into place. I'm not going to give numbers. They are relatively high, but if you try to execute buy or sell orders over a certain amount, or try and execute buy or sell orders at a very fast, almost inhuman rate, the feature is meant to automatically reject those orders. And we're talking like 100 billion tokens when 1 BNB is buying you 18. So we're talking, almost 10 BNB transactions. And it's a very short term thing for those. It's just to kind of, while we hit pancake swap to stop some of the mass dumps or the mass pumps from happening. In addition, it's close to like 45 to 60 seconds per transaction. So it forces you to slow down on those initial orders. Mind you, within like a day or two, a lot of these features will go away, but it's going to be there for that initial transition when that's when the pump and the dump would happen from outside sources. So it automatically shuts them down. And if it's repeat offenders, it'll auto blacklist. And then if you get blacklisted, I have to manually remove you. So on the off chance you get blacklisted, shoot me a message. I'm going to know you're human. We'll have this discussion of like, why, what are you doing? And then I'll remove you. But anytime it's a bot or just some malicious source, they won't know to contact me, or they won't have the ability to contact me. So it's just one more layer of protection for all of you guys. Other things I discussed was we did purchase the Dream Swap domain and a few others. Part of what we've been worried about is the more and more we talk about it, that again, malicious intent, other people would listen to it and not speak up. They would go buy it, and then they would try and jack up the price to sell it back to us. Don't get me wrong, just because I call it, say, Dream Swap, Dream Chart, Dream something, there could be some changes. Like, I don't obviously want to trying to think of the proper analogy, but I guess I don't want to show my entire hand of cards end of day when it comes to this stuff for that very reason. The other big question, which I think was kind of important, and I wish I would have recorded it because I don't want to not do this question justice. One of the gentleman who had asked a question was, how do we plan on funding the projects for Dream Invest if we don't intend on seeing a return on the money? Now, there are a lot of pieces to that puzzle, and there are a lot of answers that are still changing. But end of day, it's going to be the project is going to fund those. So I'm not getting money from you directly. I'm not getting money from someone else directly. Whether it is liquidity that is coming in from our swapping platform, as every new token puts their coin onto the platform, like a certain percent of those transactions will go into a pool that's designed for the company. And I want to have like those resources pretty much put into a stake or a save to increase the value of those until the Dream Invest program is launched. So it will build up the foundation for projects like that. And there are a few other things along the way. When we have our charting platform, obviously, like there's advertisements like you see on PooCoins and other stuff like that we would be selling. So there are multiple forms of income that would be designated towards that project. Obviously not 100% of it. Each and every thing along the way is going to need its own income stream to keep it going smoothly and effortlessly. But realistically, that's the plan, is to start building up the asset that we're going to need to start funding these businesses through the secondary and tertiary forms of income that we have from these other projects. Another question that was posed is, as we fund these businesses, I know a lot of you are small business owners, which is making me so happy to see that my dream is actually having real world impact already. He'd asked if he was allowed to personally invest further or partner with these small businesses. And what I said to him was, end of day, these small businesses aren't going to know who we are giving them money. But if you want to personally reach out to them and discuss things on the side, I'm not opposed to that, as long as you do it ethically. I don't want to hear stories of Dream investors reached out to a small business, they got our money, you gave them further money and guidance, and in 6 months you own their business and they're out of the question. I don't want to hear stories of that, because that is the exact opposite of what I'm trying to do with this project. So please, if you do decide to move forward or do anything like that, just do it ethically. That's all I ask. End of day, I don't want to say like we're all in this to make money together. It is ideal. I mean, that's the absolute goal. I got to watch my verbiage to start, because again, we're aiming for utility or commodity. We're not aiming for like an asset or utility versus commodity kind of thing. Like we're as this goes on, going to need a legal team. That is, I'm already starting to research what we're going to need there, so that they can kind of get a jump start on making sure that everything is covered where it needs to be. That way we can also start getting listed on decentralized exchanges and furthering the process more and more and more. So when I word some things, just know like the best case scenario is the scenario that I want. But I also don't want the SEC knocking on my door right now until everything is covered. My I's are dotted, my T's are crossed. That's the plan. So let's just keep it that way. Um, Further from that, I don't think that there were any more major questions. One thing was not built as a deflationary token. However, when I did the initial burn, the burn wallet itself is considered a wallet holder. And so during those reflections, it's a very small burn ratio, but every time a buy and sell transaction happens and the reflections happen, the burn wallet gets reflections. So we are theoretically a deflationary token. If that becomes a problem, I could have that removed, but for the time being, I see that as a positive. It's a very slow burn, but it's a consistent burn. That way, as we become a further utility token, we're not shooting ourselves in the foot like we're running out of tokens, because I cannot make more. When they're gone, they're gone. It's still 100 trillion, or at this point, roughly 85 trillion and some change. Less than that, 83 trillion and some change. And it could be less. Because when our pre-sale starts, if we don't hit the hard cap, but we cross the soft cap, any tokens that are remaining get burned immediately. It's automatically by the system. I can't change that now. So it will just immediately jump the value up, and the circulating supply will decrease pretty quickly too. So got it set up that way. If it becomes a noticeable problem, I can shut it down. But for the time being, I don't see value in shutting it down. I see value in allowing it to be the way that it is. There is further discussion and development of a video game based on our token. And, well, I shouldn't say based on our token, but using our token as in-game currency. It's a little bit further down the line, but it's definitely something that's kind of in the works, just as a fun little project. I mean, we don't have enough projects on the table, let's just put it that way. And in addition, we've got some NFT stuff coming along, trying to do actually a 12 days of Nifmas, or like the pun on 12 days of Christmas, and do an NFT drop every day from the 13th through the 25th. It'll just be a single NFT. It's actually going to be a higher value NFT. It's going to be our first round of NFTs too. So if this is a long-term project and you believe in it, it's a good way to get in early to have a potentially high value asset relatively quickly. There's still a few tweaks and things on the back end that I'm working with on there, just to make sure that when it's put on the Binance Smart Chain, it's done correctly, and a few other small things like that. So it's still a learning process for me on getting those NFTs up. AJ's the one who's working on them. She's done like 8-bit creations and stuff like that before, which is what they're going to be, but she hasn't per se actually put them onto the blockchain as a proper NFT. So it's a learning experience for both of us. But the 12 Days of Christmas NFTs are designed to be non-political, or potentially like somewhat non-religious things. So we're doing like gingerbread houses or the Krampus, like more folklore and tradition, just to keep it, again, like a universal concept, trying to separate those things as much as possible. Eventually, don't get me wrong, I mean, if we do an Easter one and there's, Easter Jesus or whatever it is. But for now, we're trying to keep it pretty much just a universal, socially acceptable concept. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I discussed, and then some. So anybody who's stumbling across this video is actually getting more info than we discussed on Friday. So hope you enjoyed. This is going to be just a live cut. I'm not really going to edit or trim or any of this, so I do apologize for any of the ums, oohs, ahs, as well as like the awkward keeping my screen lit. I hope you found this beneficial. Again, I have a AMA tomorrow with Anti-Ruggers. I have one on Tuesday with Cody Coin. Anti-Ruggers, I'll be recording. Cody Coin will automatically, or not, I shouldn't say automatically, but they will record theirs and put it up on their Bear Cave page, and then Pink Sale on Friday. Maybe one or two in between. Ideally, though, I am trying to record all of my AMAs so that I can get them posted and up. That way, anybody who has questions can go back and watch them. Anybody who starts to come into this project 2-3 years from now can go back and kind of see how it began, see where the changes have been implemented. But also, it's a way for me to kind of go back, see what was discussed, what what promises have both been made and ones that maybe haven't been met yet, so I can kind of reevaluate the timeline and what my focus has been on, so I can kind of go back and fix it. I've been pulled in 200 different directions right now, just between personal life, private life, and personal life, private life, same thing, work life, this life, all the lives. I feel like I'm wearing 30 different hats and I'm not even wearing a hat. So it's kind of a headache, but ideally within a week or two of this launching, I'll actually be able to step away from my job and focus on this full time. And this will just accelerate the process. So thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me, whether it's on Telegram, Twitter, Reddit, Discord, any of the social medias. If you message me directly, I will get back to you. Might take me a second, and as this this project grows, might take me more and more time between responses, but anybody will tell you that has talked to me so far, I'm pretty quick to my responses. Kind of a funny guy, so I do apologize if I'm a wise ass at first till I kind of gauge what you're talking to me about. I've been hit with so much spam, it's not even funny. But once I kind of put two and two together and realize you're human, my tone of voice changes immediately, and we have what I like to think of as a pretty good conversation. So always reach out, post in the group. Doesn't really matter. Other than that, I hope all of you had a wonderful weekend, and I do look forward to talking to you over the next couple of days, and I really look forward to this launch on Friday. So thanks for tuning in. Talk soon.